Hello everyone, this will be the review of game Artificer Science of Magic, and the key was provided by developer. I just wanted to say at the very beginning that this is an early access pre-release version of the game, and this is definitely unfinished game yet, so some stuff might be changed before release. There is not yet a set price for the game, so it might get better. I played it to some well, not fully, but to some level. And I played it, I think, long enough to be able to share some feedback, but I don't want to really call this a review. I'm just gonna tell you what I generally think about the game, where I see the problems. But one thing, there is more to the game than what I did, because you can progress slightly further. The only problem is that this is very grindy and very annoying, at least for me, so I kind of gave up on this. But you can, and eventually the game will be probably more finished than it is now. First problem I see is that options don't work, right? So that's the first problem. You start the game, you wanna check options, you cannot. I had to also switch off music and sound completely in Mixer, because it keeps coming back. The music keeps coming back, and the sounds are rather loud. So I just switched off everything. I played with mode that allows us to play as a roguelike, where you die, it's over. So I failed, and then I played a little bit in casual to show you a slight amount of what's in the game. That's not all, so it's not gonna be a complete spoiler, but it might contain some spoilers. I'm gonna show you some progress of the game with very little story. I'm not sure how much story there is. I know that there is a little bit of the story. We're gonna maybe progress it slightly, but there won't be any major spoilers in terms of story, but there might be some in terms of progression. So I'm gonna try to load. This is my save. This says that I played over 1 hour, 20 minutes. This is how long it took me to reach certain level of progression, and basically create most of the crafting tables. The game is, generally speaking, I don't want to say copy or a clone, but it's very similar to Don't Starve. This is a top-down crafting survival game with maybe some RPG elements. Generally speaking, one of those crafting survival building games. In this case, this is 2D on well, a flat land where you build stuff, build mostly well, crafting tables, a small house, and you can also build a chest. But I had a problem. Another problem with the game was that I lost some progress, where you have only one save, kind of like autosave, and when I was trying to go back to menu, it just went into constant auto-saving, and then I had to pretty much close the game, and I lost slight amount of progress, which is also very annoying. This shouldn't happen. I basically built well, a chest, or rather a box, and I lost it, so it's not there, but I'm gonna show it to you. Maybe we start with inventory. Of course, you have this typical quick bar with items that you use. There is a pickaxe, axe, and knife, and this is knife, so we use them to pick up resources. This one signal detection item allows us to, I don't know why it's not working now. It should be showing. Now it's showing. We are gonna visit one place, and I'm gonna show you the little bit of the story just with showing you one place with the detector. We basically start here with this ship and very little items. I don't know why. Yeah, those items were already in the box, but I lost my progress, right? So I moved some of the items that I wasn't planning to use into the box, which is here. And of course I cannot make the box because I don't have the shells, and yeah, this is the part that I lost. So this is our inventory. You have 25 slots. I don't see any way to improve it, but we can make boxes. And then we have this small, I'm trying to move, oh, it's WASD, okay. So we have this area here. We can use tent to probably be away of the enemies, because there can be some enemies attacking us. There's like 3 enemies. I met 2 of them, judging by the autopsy table, because you can also make autopsies. So you can have this inside area and the general outside area where you keep all your stuff. Maybe we start with the tabs that we have. We have our character. Sadly, I was unable to build anything to improve my character, because this is beyond a lot of grinding, I guess, or it's not introduced. I'm guessing it's slightly introduced. Some of it is probably introduced, but I was unable to progress because of the way how research works. This is a basic tutorial checklist, and everything else is inactive. I'm not sure how you activate and if you activate it. So you have also, if you go back, the checklist is not there. You have to go out of this and back. So I was unable to secure a supply of drinking water. I found water, but I didn't cook it. I'm not sure exactly how you get water. It's not really explained. So you might get stuck, especially if you play on this mode where you can die, and then it means the end of the game. Then this is the research tree. We're gonna go to it in a bit from now. And yeah, that's the inventory. So okay, so what's the problem with the research? First of all, you start with 10 paper, and you have to figure out how to make paper. And basically, you make it in this. You make it in the heat treatment, which you have to make. You have to research it. If you don't research it, you are out of paper and you're stuck. This time I played for the second time, so I managed to luckily find the way to make paper. And each paper allows you to make 1 scroll, which is like 1 research project. So all those research projects took 5 scrolls. Then I researched, actually this doesn't take scrolls, this is an autopsy sort of skill tree. I did the autopsy and I researched those. So I was able to get 8 projects, or yeah, I guess around 8. And then I was stuck with this, because to do this you need another resource. I'm gonna show you the resource now. Okay, it's dark, so we have to wait until it gets. By the way, I had the game fully. Yeah, there was full brightness. Now it's not there. Music can go back even if it's like this. By the way, I didn't remember my saves. I had stuff like something like this, and it forgot. I changed it. So if we go out, we can go to. Yeah, I keep forgetting that you cannot use mouse. I guess this is the craft. No, this is the crafting, and this is the research. So research is here. So how does it work? You have a couple of resources, actually 4 of them. And generally speaking, this one is easy. You just right-click elements of fauna and flora, or you survive 1 day and you get them. And you can do the research projects by putting scrolls here and doing a mini game. I'm not gonna show you mini game because I have no scrolls left to do, but basically it's a very easy, well, not easy, but not very complicated mini game, one of the 3, and they all need you to use points as sort of trial and error. So each point is 1 try, 1 attempt to do the mini game. Depending how good you are, you need more or less of those. Now the problem begins with another research points. The second one, I don't know why there is 4. I managed to check 2 of them. So the first one is not much of a problem. I did all the research to that point, but the other currency, the other research point, the alchemy, needs a lot of resources, and I was stuck here because you have to grind stuff, to grind other stuff, to grind other stuff, kind of like in No Man's Sky. You just grind resources to get resources, and that's very, very, very grindy. I'm gonna probably show you this in a moment. Maybe here. I'm not sure if we can do it here. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to remember where it was. So basically, I think that was the alchemy table, because I did everything here. So the alchemy table is here, right? So you need paper. First of all, you have to make paper. So that's some resources to make paper. Then you need reagents, and reagents cost another group of resources, and then you have to burn pretty much any item, put it here, and then make an experiment which causes well, it causes some amount of nodes, we can say the currency, the research currency to appear. So after we do all this, we get like a few points. I got like 5 and 4. And then you need to do all of that multiple times. So we have to burn items here, pretty much any items, any pieces of shrooms, herbs, wood, whatever, you put it there. You have to make reagents to do this, and you have to make paper. Now to make paper and reagents, you have to go here. I'm gonna just show you. So those are reagents. For reagents you need specific pulp that you have to do in a mortar. You also need this. By the way, there should be a hover on help. If I hover here, I should get some help. What is this? So we need those shells or whatever they are. By the way, I have no idea how you get them. It would be nice to have some sort of wiki in the game to show you what, maybe not what, but where the items come from. So you need shells, you need some pulp. It comes, I guess this is this is pulp from shrooms. To get shrooms, you need knife. To get knife, you need, where is it? Yeah, you need those. To get those, you need autopsy. So tons of producing stuff to be able to do stuff. Even the alchemy table already needs 3 of them. It needs glass that you have to make in a kiln, and then you have to keep making those well, reagents, and then you have to also make paper. It doesn't show you here how you make paper, but you can make paper. If I check here, I think it's gonna show you. Yeah, this is how you make glass. You just burn sand, but of course you need fuel for that. That's the kiln. You need to dig clay. To dig clay, you need to use pickaxe. To use pickaxe, you need to make pickaxe, and that's paper, right? So you need pulp from this. Now I don't know what's mash cane, so I have to find mash cane, whatever that is, bring it to the mortar, make a pulp, then burn, well, burn this into a paper, like dry it with some sort of fuel, and then I have paper. And with paper I also need reagents, when I have to get reagents and so on. So getting this 3 done, getting those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 projects, you need to repeat all that process. So the first part is just basic stuff. It's just stuff like weapons, knife, piece of string, rope basically, some mortar to make pulp, bandages to heal your wounds, well, pulp made in mortar, maybe trail markers to know where you're going. By the way, there is no map in the game, which is very annoying, or maybe I didn't find it, but from what I know, there is no map. Here you make glass and paper and charcoal, some lighting elements. Probably this is used to make water. I'm not sure how exactly. Yes, I have fireplace, I have glass, but I don't have flasks. I would probably have to make them and probably cook water somehow, if that's the idea. I'm not sure what does the tent. It doesn't say what it does. It's like the additional area for your stuff, and you can basically probably put your tables there, be away from monsters at night. For crate you need this. For this you need autopsy, so you have to kill monsters and bring them to the table, the autopsy table, with the rope, which I don't know if this is explained. Maybe this is explained. I don't know. I don't see it there. Maybe no, I'm not sure. Is it here? Yeah, it tells you here. You can haul heavy objects like monster corpses. You have to hold the corpse. Of course, you need branches and weed that you have to find, and so on. So it's quite convoluted and very grindy, but there is quite a lot of content already. Well, all this stuff that's here, plus the whole tree with some other stuff that I was unable to get. So there is 11 projects more with the alchemy. there is the basic stuff known from Don't Starve. So basically you process different resources and something, I don't know what's divination, by the way, it does nothing for now, just gives you some information. I'm not sure what's the point of this. And the whole biology where you well, I was able to kill this worm and do the autopsy. There is two other enemies, so only three enemies compared to Don't Starve, which has a very big ecosystem of like at least 100 elements, including well, monsters and plants, probably more, but I know that one guide has at least 100 entries about single elements. This is smaller. This is smaller, but it's different. It's quite interesting. I was interested in this game. I saw it at my friend's channel, and I was well. I just wanted to play it. I wanted to see what it has to offer, and the game is actually quite good, but it's unfinished. Right now, we have a couple of crafting tables. We have this alchemy table to unlock the entire alchemy tree, but as I say, this is very grindy. We have the research table that's basic. We have crafting table that's basically the same as our ship. We can make the crafting at our ship, like here. This is roughly how many items you have, at least with the basic stuff. So you can make like 21 things and then more things in those things. So there's slightly more elements than that. And what else you have? You have the kiln to well, to process more stuff. I'm trying to switch off inventory, but I forgot how. So you have kiln, you have campfire, you have mortar. So now we have 6, actually 7 crafting tables. You have a tent, and that's it. So, well, that's the base of the game, plus the whole alchemy. So, yeah, I'm not saying this is a full review. This is not a full review. There is more in the whole alchemy tree, and I guess the game is gonna be well, built up upon this skeleton of a game. So right now we have this rudimentary starting system of very much Don't Starve like procession of resources, some crafting and some researching, and then plus the alchemy and plus whatever comes after that. There was some patch to the game that added some stuff, including, for instance, campfire. So I already have some of the stuff. You're supposed to be able to make golems that are going to help you in doing stuff, but I have no idea how it works. I don't know if this is implemented. I just made, in 1 hour of gameplay, actually more than that, I made it here. So I made it through like the first, you can say, well, 1/3 in terms of autopsy. This is 11, this is 5 projects, so it's like 1/3 of the game, I guess, in terms of stuff that you can make. I'm not sure if it goes further. Now I'm going to activate the detector, and we are going to find one guy. I'm just checking the time. Okay, 18 minutes, that's okay. So I'm just going to find one guy and show you what can be expected from the story. I'm not sure where the story goes. Can you actually finish the game, or can you I don't know, escape the planet or build something better? Hard to say. That's the typical enemy, the worm, so we have to basically switch to some sort of weapon and attack and hope for the best. And I probably will die. Yes, I guess I will die because I have no bandage. If I die, I will just go back to the ship, so I will try to avoid the enemies. I guess. Probably I will die, very likely. I think they're gonna chase me endlessly, and they appear at night, so I will very likely perish. This can be used to get stone, and generally speaking, each element of, well, what you can see, it can be used for something. Yeah, this is Albert. I don't know why I always find Albert. Previous time I played, I also found Albert. So this is not gonna be much of a spoiler. And there is some talking. You can go to the body and probably find some elements. By the way, you don't lose anything when you die, so that's a nice addition. At least you don't have to go back and grind everything back from the start. By the way, I died. I don't know how I died, so whatever. I don't know why it happened. Now I cannot move, by the way. Yeah. Can I move now? I don't know. I know what happened. Seem to be broken. Yeah, that's one of the bugs. I died because, I don't know, I died for some reason. I lost some HP, I guess. I got back. Now I cannot move. Can I move away from this? I don't know. Probably can't. Yeah, this is quite sad. So the game has bugs like that. I don't know if you can go out of this. Yeah, main menu doesn't work. Yeah, that's the bug. That's the bug that happened. Uh, let's go back and let's see if this is going to put us back near our ship, or is it broken save now? Yeah, problems like that appear and the game is loading quite long time. So there are bugs. Can I move? Yes, now I can move. I'm again alive. I found the guy, but I didn't get any items. I still have the items that I had before, so those are not lost. I could get like this, but I don't know really what it does. See, if I just hover on it, it's only a name. I don't know what's used for. I would have to remember it. Would be nice to have some wiki when you click on something, because otherwise you have to play with a guide or just remember everything. I'm not good at remembering, so I would have to probably go through the entire research tree, or go to my base and kind of plan what I'm trying to get. Of course, I would have to get tons and tons of elements to be able to do the research, to just uh, process a couple of items, getting all that paper and reagents. That's probably the most annoying element right now, prolonging the research for unknown reason. Right, this is gonna be, I don't know what happened because it's the same dialogue. I'm just trying to go to, you cannot, by the way, I don't think you can progress. Yeah, I can with, you can with enter. No, or maybe not. Can I move? I don't know what's going on really. Yes, I'm moving now. What does Albert has? So yeah, we can, okay, we can examine him and get first aid and something else. Probably a note. It's, I don't know where the note is, by the way. Is it here? No, it's not here. So I don't know where it should appear. Okay, this is again some talking, and let's see if this is clickable. Doesn't seem to be. Can we destroy it? I don't think so. So in terms of getting resources, you usually use pickaxe on stone, typical way, right? There's no animation of pickaxe, but you do it like this, or you do a similar thing with the tree. If you do it without the axe, you only get branches. Sometimes you get also attacked by a worm. It can be on the tree. And then you can pick stuff with knife. By the way, this is spear, so I'm gonna use knife. And you just collect stuff. Some stuff can be collected easier with the knife. For some stuff you need the knife. For instance, for shrooms you need the knife. Alright, I can collect this. I'd rather destroy it, cut it, and then I have to pick it up. Or I can pick up this push and then slowly progress. Okay, so maybe we find one more, just one more guy, because everybody finds Albert in the review, so I'm gonna do this one more thing, just in case you're interested. So that's all the spoiler you get. By the way, we got 10 survival points because we made it through the day. So this is roughly how you get the basic resource for research. It's not much of a problem. You can just sit in your tent. Of course, you will die of starvation or thirst, but you could theoretically grind like that, just survive a few days and have a lot of research. Or you can just right click various items. I already did, so I'm pretty much done with the first phase of the game with the basic items. I know I am going all the way there. It's like near my base. It's like I'm like on the, I don't know why it's showing me my own ship. It's ridiculous. Maybe the guys, maybe I landed on the thing. How am I supposed to go up? Can't go up. I don't know, maybe it's broken. Seriously, I don't know what's going on. It's leading me back. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's leading me back to my Shuttle. How do you change it? Right. Oh yeah, you can switch tracking. Unknown. Okay, so this can lead me back to my ship, but I don't have the map. At least not for now. So if I switch it, it's unknown signal. It's somewhere there. Okay, so I'm gonna go there. I would really like to have a map because, well, Don't Starve has it, and I generally like maps in games. So that could be changed. Definitely bugs should be wiped out. Stuff like dying for no reason or losing save because the game cannot go back to main menu. This time it did, but I had at least one situation when I lost some progress. So I'm not sure how far does the game goes in terms of the story, because aside from doing the alchemy tree, that's all you can do for now, right? You can only go from place to place. And by the way, I'm gonna test this thing. What is this? Maggie. I'm gonna click through this. Alright, I'm going to check her. More medkits, that's not what I wanted. There is nothing here, I guess. Maybe we can click through it. I don't wanna do this, by the way. I'm trying to kill it. So this is all unclickable. Useless. We're gonna go here. Maybe there are already some sort of dungeons, but I'm not sure if there are. Let's try to go there. Okay, we can go to dungeon or not. Can we? Oh yeah, we can. That's very interesting. We have to fight those guys. This is some beast. Some root that is doing damage. Alright, I'm gonna heal now. How do we heal? Probably have to go to 7 and click ourselves. Oh my goodness, this is creating monsters and I suck and I have no stuff to do it. Maybe that's a boss. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a boss, but maybe. I'm trying to kill it with my spear. Not sure what's the point of it. At least I'm not losing a lot of HP. Okay, we killed stuff. Right, let's try it. That was actually a boss. We got 10 points. What does it do? I don't know. Did we get any items? I don't think so. I don't see anything. We have this laminar, but I don't know how we got that. And aside from that, nothing is here. There is some shrooms, but they're unclickable. Nothing can be tested here. So basically we found the mother of worms as a boss. Well, that's good. Let's see if we can take the body out of here. Basically you do it like this. We're holding the monster. You hold it out of here. Yes, we can actually hold it out of here and do the let's see if I can do the autopsy. No, I cannot do the autopsy. Okay, so this is shuttle signal. Okay, shuttle signal is there. I would probably get lost. So basically you have to hold this body, probably not from here but from some closer place. You hold the body to the autopsy table, or you can take the autopsy table with yourself and then you do the autopsy to reach the full level of this whole autopsy thing. So it's just one of things that you can do to progress. Yeah, I was unable to progress with alchemy, so this is the element of the game that is adding to the value, whatever is there. And I'm not sure if the game is finished at this point. I just made it here. So I just wanted to share what I've done so far. I'm probably gonna leave the game for a while, just let it cook, let it be released in a month, probably from now. Maybe some stuff added, maybe some stuff fixed, and I might revisit it later. What can I say about it? I don't know the price, so I cannot tell you if the game is worth it. Definitely it has competition with at least Don't Starve or games, also games like Verdant Sky, for instance, Verdant Skies, I guess, which is more like a farming game, but also very similar top-down perspective and some crafting. Looks very pretty. This one doesn't look that good. What's the strong part of the game? Well, it has interesting ideas. It has those mini games. It has a couple of layers when it comes to research, different types of research, different ways of getting the points. Um, some crafting to do everything. This is definitely gonna, maybe I'll go back to menu. Let's see if it's gonna break or not. By the way, here options work, but they don't work in main menu. So there is already some content, but is the content worth it? I'm not sure. I wouldn't say now the content is worth a lot of money. I would say now the game is a fraction of Don't Starve, a very small fraction of Don't Starve. Definitely an interesting game to try if you can. If you can get the key somehow, or if you can buy it on sale, on, well, get it cheaply, then it might be definitely interesting game. I didn't do everything in 1 hour 20, so if I was to grind and unlock the entire alchemy and do the looking for survivors, that would take me definitely a couple of hours. But I'm not sure if I would be playing later. What is going next? What's the end game? What's the mid game? This is basically all the base game, the beginning. Well, judging by research, this is 1/3 of the game. So not much content, but interesting idea. I would say you should keep this game on the radar. You should keep checking if it's finished. You should look for information what exactly is added. Maybe you can go for patch notes. Maybe check the price after release. Maybe watch some sort of guide or playthrough of the game. Maybe give it a try, but just be aware that it might be smaller. This might have less content that we would like to see. I would definitely want to see something like Don't Starve at least, or something similar. If the game would be smaller, then of course I would like a smaller price than Don't Starve, which is, by the way, rather cheap. So the game definitely has competition, but it has interesting idea. I don't mind the graphics, I don't mind the presentation. This is another way to make games like that. Do it top down, well, rather pixelated or hand drawn, with a lot of elements, which is kinda slowly being introduced. It's not yet very many elements, at least for now. As you can see, if you can build like 20 items in your crafting table, this is not that much. Of course, it's slightly more because you use other crafting tables as well, but this is not very impressive yet. But yes, of course, there is also the alchemy. However it works, I don't know how it works, because just grinding for ingredients would take me hours, and I know I'm kinda not really inclined to do it. Maybe I will eventually, but I'm not entirely sure. It was quite okay for an hour 20, right? For like 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours, it would be okay to just look for stuff and grind, provided that I wouldn't lose progress, which I did. Not a lot of it, but it was rather annoying. And well, it should have normal saves. I don't see the point of having one save, especially if you're playing casual. Maybe if you're playing the other mode, you could have just one save, but normally I would prefer to have saves with the way of naming them, making sure that you don't lose progress, because it's very, very annoying. Not sure how much of the stuff that is supposed to be introduced to the game is already in the game. I can't really tell you that. I didn't see any elements to put on my character, but they might exist in the alchemy tree. No stats that I know of. You just have those 6 well, orbs for health, like 6 points of health, and you lose some fractions of it when you get attacked or poisoned. And it would definitely need some in-game wiki, or maybe more help with items, maybe some sort of in-game encyclopedia that would be unraveled when you get information about items. Just something to, if you click an element in the crafting, some resource that you are using, it would be nice to see its name, or maybe the origin. Just make it more friendly to the user, because now you have to either remember everything, or use a guide, or just do a lot of trial and error. And I'm not sure if this is the best idea to prolong the research of alchemy so much, so that you just have to grind for paper, grind for worms, get their shells, and get the reagents, and then slowly get painfully get those research points, like 5 points at a time or something. I'm not sure which elements give more, if any element gives more, what I should be after. It doesn't say, so it's a lot of trial and error and a lot of grinding at this point. Just the rudimentary base you can do in like an hour and something, probably an hour up to 2 hours. You can do the base. If you are playing in the other mode, you probably have to somehow get food and water. I'm not sure how you do it. I can only guess you can probably boil water and cook food. I actually cooked food, but it was toxic, so I'm not sure what other food you can cook. It seems to be only 3 enemies, which is very little, even though the patch is saying that there is a boss monster. Maybe that was the boss monster, I'm not sure. Maybe that was the boss monster that I killed. Maybe there's another one, but that's very little compared to Don't Starve. 4 enemies, it's very little. But I'm looking forward for this game. I kind of liked it. I've seen gameplay and I was interested in playing it myself, and I was able to play it. I got the key. I tested it for well, probably around 2 hours now, and I'm gonna give the game a break. I'm gonna wait until it's finished completely, maybe with more patches, more stuff introduced. When it comes out, when it's out of early access, I will probably revisit it, because it is an interesting game. I'm not gonna give it a score because it's definitely unfinished before release and an early access game. I would say this is right now, this is around average, I would say, because it has less elements but interesting ideas. So it's one of those games that I would like to play, but I probably wouldn't buy because I don't think it's worth it. However, I don't know the price, so I cannot tell you. If the game grows, it might be worth its price. It might be worth buying. It might be worth playing together with other games of the genre if you're interested. I'm personally interested in the genre. I like survival, crafting, and building games with any elements of those. I have sort of each for them for the last year. So I was looking at many games like that, and this game definitely scratches that itch slightly. It's fun to play, but it doesn't offer all that much content. It's quite hard to say what they really expect from you. Should you just find all the survivors? Should you grind like crazy for a few hours and unlock the entire alchemy to do exactly what? Because I'm not sure what's the point. Also, I don't know how to get water and food. In terms of Don't Starve, it was quite easy. You just need I don't think you needed water. You just needed food and happiness. It was easy to obtain. Also, you need wood for well, for nights. So that was very obvious, very very easy to get. When you just started Don't Starve, in a few hours you could just get the basic stuff. Here you're just lost. You're just like, okay, I guess I need to boil water. I don't know how. I guess I need to get food. I don't know how. There's nothing I can eat. Maybe there is, but I don't know about it. I don't know if any items are edible. They don't say. So it's very confusing at this point. I also don't have any quests, no NPCs. You're alone on the planet, which is not bad, but it looks like a sandbox. I'm not sure if this has a story. It probably should have a story, and I guess it's supposed to have a story at some point. I'm not sure if it has it now. You can definitely look for survivors, and maybe that's it. I don't know. Hard to say. So I'm gonna basically leave the game as is. Probably revisit it when it's out. Leave it without score. And I can say that I was interested in it, and I am interested in this game. So it's not a bad game. It's just not finished and slightly lacking content at this point of development, but it might get better. I hope it gets better. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment. Probably I will also replay it when it's finished, so maybe there will be more materials. Hard to say. You can ask for them if you want. Okay guys, so that will be it for Artificer Science of Magic. Quite interesting but yet unfinished, kinda Don't Starve clone, but in a more scientific / magical environment on an alien planet. And that will be it, and I'll see you guys in the next review.